Tape cleaning joy? Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as I'm reviewing a tape mould removal tool. There's actually quite a few of these coming about now on eBay and other places. And I know Colin over at Video8 did the sort of review of the VHS's life unit, and this is very similar to that, although I mean it's more compact, I think. Several different versions available. This is from eBay, cost me about £129 I think it was, and this is the top of the range. They start from sort of like half that sort of value, and but the top of the range one actually gives you these additional extraction vents, if you like, at the top, and an extraction point here with an adapter so you can put a vacuum cleaner on it. So I assume that's about the right size for a vacuum cleaner, and it also has batteries, so rechargeable. They're the 18650 batteries. I think these have been repurposed because I can see where the tabs have been sort of filed off. But yeah, it just means that you can actually run this outside, which I would highly recommend, even with the extraction system. It's worth doing. Because the mould from these cassettes is really bad for your health. You do not want to be breathing this in, and you don't want to be filling a room with it. And you'll see what I mean when we actually go through actually using it in anger. So the other thing that you get when you go for the all the options is you get all the different spools types for different cassettes. So it's V2000, it's DV Cam, Video8. So yeah, you really do have a real mix. It's fibre there. It's all 3D printed, and basically you just undo the two screws and lift the spool off to change them. So it's not too bad at all to do. It does come with a power supply. It's just it's not a bad quality power supply, 12 volts, 3 amp, and obviously you have the wedges there to wedge in the cleaning material. See there. So yeah, and then on the side you have variable speed for one spool, variable speed for the other, and battery compartment, main power on off. Obviously the battery's there, and power in there, and then you've got this natty little tester for the batteries. So yeah, we're going to sort of backtrack a bit. We'll do the unpacking, then we'll do some testing of it, and run it with a cassette, and then we'll take the lid off and have a look. So let's crack on. So I started cutting the tape on the box to unpack it, and then I thought, well, let's actually do this together. So see what we get. Interesting packing. So all the adapters thrown in there. Now there are several options, and I went for the most expensive one, which is all of the adapters, and yeah, the battery, so I can use it outside because this stuff is bad. The mould is bad, so you don't want to be breathing that in, and you don't want it getting everywhere either. So there it is. Oh, it's very nice. You have a choice of finishes as well, which is great. That's rather nice, isn't it? And No instructions, which is a bit disappointing. I would have liked some instructions, but yeah, relatively decent looking power supply, 12 volts, 100 to 240 volts input, 12 volts output at 3 amps. Then you have the actual unit itself. Now these don't appear to move at all, so that's cool. I see, these are just pressed in to keep these tight, so I'm guessing the tape goes round like that. I mean, there is a picture on the actual listing that shows it. Okay, and then we've got the spools, so all the different spools with the little screw holes to clamp them on. So it'd be nice if they actually said on them what they were for, but that's fine, we can work that all out. That's obviously V2000. I wonder if that's actually standard beta on their VHS maybe. I don't know, I have to work it out. So yeah, it's all a little bit smoke and mirrors. It does very much feel like it's just a motor controller in there, and that's it. So yeah, the cassette I'm going to use is this one, and this is the one that's come out of the C7 that I was hoping would be at least running now, but I've just got power supply issues with it, and it's been so hot I can't work in this heat. I'm just finding it really difficult to work in the heat, and it's it's an attic room where I work, so it's like 30 plus degrees sometimes, and you know, once I start soldering and putting the computer and the lights on and all the rest of it, it just gets so baking hot. So yeah, I thought we'd have a look at this, and I did want to see what was on this cassette so I can clean it out and clean it up and try it, and then bin it, because obviously once they've got mould on, they're no good. You just get the mould off and then get the images off, back it up, archive it, and then shut the tape. I probably will keep the shell for this because it would be quite useful for diagnostics, but the rest of it will go. So yeah, it actually doesn't look too bad in there. Okay, so let's take the cassette apart. So what I like to do with these is to open it up. Gosh, it is pretty rough, isn't it? And then I put some tape over to keep the door open. These Kodak cassettes, incidentally, are they TDK originally? Because as far as I'm aware, only TDK actually had the VHS style windows in the cassettes, and I really liked them. I really liked this design. So it's not just like the complete window and then a place for the label, it's half windows and the label in the middle. It just, to me, is fairly logical. But anyway, let me know in the comments what your thoughts on that. So let's open this up. just need to do something with this label, because obviously that's stopping it from coming apart. So straight down the spine with the scalpel, and that's done the trick. Lift that out, then inside the cassette. So these things here, these dust traps, these are what cause problems with beta cassettes as they get older. It is only the domestic ones that seem to have this problem. Things like Betacam, there's a different method of putting these on, and yeah, let's just lift out the spools. So yeah, you can see here where the those sort of dust traps are fixed with adhesive, and these are actually pretty good. They don't look as if they're going to come adrift anytime soon, although you can see the adhesive is not great. So what happens is the adhesive will break down enough that these will end up sort of coming adrift, and they will get onto the tape and yeah, contaminate the tape path basically, and the tape. You'll get adhesive, so sort of getting everywhere. So yeah, that's what's happening quite a lot now, and I'm seeing it with machine repairs as well. So yeah, something to bear in mind. So let's see what spools these are. Well, they're obviously not the right ones. So what do we need? Maybe those ones? Yeah, it's those ones. They're the beta. So that and that is beta. So let's swap those over. So these are actually a 2mm Allen key TR35. If I've got that right on the iFixit kit. How do these actually come off? Do I have to take these right out? Oh yes, you do. Okay, well, that's all right. Oh, okay. That's quite interesting. So let's get these put on. It's easier said than done because you can't locate them very easily. Let's try again. Gosh, this is tricky. Trying to get, I mean, yeah, so you can sort of see it in there. I suppose once you've got it started, it's not so bad, but oh, there we go, it's gone. Okay, and then this one. Yeah, so it's not that bad, is it? So I'm guessing it's VHS that's fitted, so I'm going to make that assumption. Although we all know what assumptions do. There is actually a line, an alignment line down there. I did wonder about that. and so you can sort of line up the hole with that line, press it down, and then it's actually got some swarf in there, but I think we'll get away with that. Yeah, it's going to be fine. And then you can screw this up, maybe. There we go. It's quite lined. So put that on. And interesting, it's so hot, my insulation tape failed and the lid went. That's fine, doesn't matter. Okay, so far so good. So put that on there, and then I guess I go one side, other side. So that's doing the back, that's doing the front, and there we go. So that's the inside being done, and then that's the outside being done. Okay, so like I say, you don't do this sort of thing inside. It's really bad. It's just bad. This mould, as far as I'm aware, the mould is actually potentially cancerous, so yeah, you don't want to be doing this inside. So I'm going to take it outside and we'll give it a test. Let's crack on. So I'm now outside and got the mask on. So which way do I want to go? I want to probably... well, that's full speed. I don't want to do it too fast. And while that's going, just blow this out. So I love this thing. Okay, so that's actually, I mean, you can sort of see the results there. So let's turn it the other way. Oh, yeah, a little bit of damping would be nice as well. I mean, maybe if I turn this one on just a tiny bit, so I can get the tension up. Okay, so I'll leave that go and see how we get on. So far, but I'm tempted. Let's it's so powerful. Stop blowing the things away. Okay, so I'll move that on a bit, and we'll see how we get on. I seem to have smoke coming out of it. Okay, so the smoke is dissipated. Let's try again. And I'm going to turn off the other motor. Obviously, oh gosh. See why you need to do this outside. More smoke. I mean, this is a fairly tough cassette, to be fair, so, oh gosh, to be trying this on, but it should be able to cope with this, surely. So, gosh, yeah, I can smell hot electronics. More smoke. Just wondering what is actually hot. Oh, it's the motor. So the battery's there. Oh gosh, I can really feel that, so hot. Yeah, that's really, really hot. Ouch. Okay. So we're going to have to do a second pass. Should they really get that hot? I don't think so, but anyway, oh gosh, I'm getting in a mess here. And trying to do it again. Oh, oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Oh, no, 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 no. So that needs to go that way. And that pulls back that way, so like that. Just okay. So I do think we need to do another pass. So let's see if this motor is going to catch fire. I mean, you can still see the mould on there. Gosh, of course it's all started to unravel. Oh gosh. That did not go well. And this is the slight problem. It's sort of managing the actual tape, because a full spool is going to cause issues. So that goes on there. I just wish there was a bit more torque. You can see there. It's just, you almost have to just hold it. Let's see if we get any smoke. Okay, so wind this back. It's certainly a lot cleaner. It does really need back tension of some description. It's just not enough just to pull this through. It doesn't clean so well. But anyway, okay, so let's go back. Okay, well, yeah, you can see smoke again. Okay, well, we've still got bits of mould there, so okay, so one more pass, I think, and we'll call it a day. Okay, so I can still see mould. Yeah, I think I'm going to do one more pass, and I'm going to just put my finger on the top and just see if that just takes off that top layer when it comes back over to this spool. Ooh. More smoke. it's I'm not very impressed, I have to say. It's getting so hot. Yeah, it's red hot again. I can feel on the screws that it's just so hot. Okay, well, let's go back, and I'm gonna do the bottom this time. Whoa. Oh no, 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 no. That went horribly wrong. Oh no. That's the problem, is because it's not damped. If you have an accident like I've just done, you are somewhat struggling. I think the tape has actually got crossed over. It's really bad. it's just not easy to do a good job. You know, you need the one spool, the supply spool, to be damped. Yeah, this has got crossed over. I just wonder if maybe I can put that back on there. Oh, this is horrible. Oh. Let's do it by hand. It looks like where it's gone. Right, so I'm not going to do the bottom surface of the tape. I'm just going to let it just go one more pass, and we'll leave it at that. Well, I think that's as good as it's going to get, so let's, oh gosh, try not to damage the cassette or the tape any more than it's already damaged. And feed that back through. There we go. It's not done a bad job. You can still see, you see where the mould is on the plastic still, even though I did clean that. But yeah, it's fine. It's done it, I think. So I put the screws back in that. They can come back off now. And I suppose we can see what's on the cassette. Let's crack on. So I'm actually quite intrigued to take the lid off this, because obviously we've had some smoke from both motors, but this one in particular. Now I will say, I think I was a bit, I pushed this to the limit, because I wrapped the cassette, or the tape rather, around both cleaning posts. That would have been putting excessive stress on, well, on the motor. On the other hand, it was actually moving pretty well. I didn't want it going too fast, to be fair, because you don't really have the dampening. Just a little bit of dampening would have been useful. Yeah, it didn't have that. So I ended up, of course, getting in a bit of a mess with the tape. Not ideal. Okay, so there we have it. Not a lot to see. So yeah, that's quite interesting. So we've got baffle there for the to suck through the anything that drops through the grills. We've got the main controller there for power and charging there, and then the two motor controllers with not very nice looking capacitors, I have to say, but that's fine. Not very refined. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty meaty motors, to be fair. So yeah, but they were well and truly smoking, especially this one. But I guess they're going to be fairly easy to change. I mean, they're just bog standard brushed motors. It's a little motor controller down there, so yeah, it's okay. I'm assuming probably that module is hot glued on. No, it's actually got, yeah, it's actually adhered down with a double-sided sticky tab or pad. See some insulation tape there as well on the battery container itself. No doubt just to give it a little bit more protection. And then the actual battery module, or battery monitor module there. So that's a very slimline unit. But yeah, like I say, I mean, on the listing it does show just doing one side of the tape at a time, and of course I did both by doing the wrap right the way round, which I mean, it would have been nice to have some instructions in the box, or just a sheet of paper just saying how to use it and what the limitations are, because having smoke is not really very encouraging. But yeah, so there we have it. Very simple unit. Off-the-shelf bits from AliExpress, no doubt, or similar sites do exist, of course. But yeah, it did the job. So yeah, I'll get this back together, and I suppose we ought to try the cassette that we actually cleaned. Let's crack on. Let's have a look at how this is done as well, because we've got like the little wedge in there. Yeah, so it's just literally glasses cleaning cloth, which is certainly no bad thing to use. So just fold that round, and then see how I can mess this up. So I can actually see there's still some mould actually coming off this. So even this really needs to be done inside, outside rather, not inside. I can see, yeah, you can see little bits of mould coming off. Yeah, so that's not bad. I'll probably do the fold a little bit better, just to sort of make it a bit more reliable. But yeah, that's fine. You can see there I haven't folded it very well, but the tape sort of goes around here anyway. So yeah, that's quite cool. But anyway, yeah, let's try that cassette that we cleaned. Got the cassette in there. One quick question, let me know in the comments. Are these actually TDK cassettes? I know I think I've mentioned it before. They're very similar to the, well, they're identical to the TDK cassettes. And I just wonder if they are just rebranded. Anyway, let's wind it on just a little bit, because I know I did damage the tape a little bit at the beginning. This is sacrificial anyway, it's just seeing what we could do. Press play. Let's see what it's like.
This is the BBC television service.
Welcome to Going Live. A big welcome to Jason Donovan this morning.
Thank you. So yeah, that's it's playing fine anyway. So it seems to track fairly well. I mean, it's obviously being recorded on that that C7 with the struggling a bit, isn't it? There we go, let's track it out. So this is obviously recorded on the C7, which is actually quite nice to see, because obviously the heads are going to be good on that C7 by the looks of it. So definitely worth getting going. And yeah, this will be the last thing that was put on this this tape. I mean, it's got dropouts, it's got bits of muck still on there, but yeah, it's playing, so that's actually really good. So yeah, brilliant. So I suppose the next thing to do is do a bit of a rundown of the actual unit itself and what I think of it. Let's crack on. So final thoughts on this unit. It's alright. It did do the job. It's cleaned the cassette fine. The cassette's playing. I mean, obviously it's not going to be great. Lots of dropouts, just because obviously the tape material itself is compromised when you get that level of mould. And to be fair, it was very mouldy. So yeah, it was a real tough test for us, but it did the job. We played back part of the cassette fine, and yeah, I wouldn't have too many problems actually archiving that. I don't think. Take a bit of editing to really get it nice, but yeah, it did the job well. I would say the cons then will be down to these motors that are not up to the job really. You could feel it was getting red hot, so much so that these screws, you couldn't touch them. They burn your fingers. And obviously you have the smoke coming out of the out from the motors themselves. But the other thing as well is that the actual motor housing is open. So yeah, that does help with sort of cooling the motor down. It's also, if you've got a vacuum cleaner on there sucking in all that rubbish, that's going to go through the motors. You know, it's going to contaminate the actual motor itself and cause even more problems. So not terribly impressed with that. I'd choose a better motor, something a bit more robust and a bit bigger. Be interested to see if the electronics would cope with that. I think probably they would. But that's something maybe we'll look at in another video, maybe upgrading the motors. Would I buy one again? I don't know. I think I'd want something a little bit more robust. I don't know how long this is going to last in its current form, because those motors are going to just burn out. I mean, obviously, I think the intention is that you only do one side at a time. Not both like I did, so that's fair enough. And the picture on the listing does actually show just doing one of the passes, so cleaning one side of the tape, and then you would do the other side. So that's fair enough, but there isn't that much more torque. The only other thing I can think of is maybe I was not driving it quite fast enough, but when I did drive it fast enough, because this is not fully these aren't sort of balanced that well, you get a vibration, and that was causing problems in itself. So I don't know, I tried to balance the speed, doing it relatively quick to keep momentum against the potential for damage of the tape itself. So I don't know, but like I say, I mean, it's going to be very useful. I've got quite a few cassettes that I could do with archiving that are covered in mould. So, you know, while the weather's good as well, it'll be quite nice to be able to do that outside. Battery life is fantastic. It's still showing full battery after several passes with that cassette the other night. So yeah, the battery life is brilliant, and I'm glad I went for the battery option, because like I say, you can just do it anywhere then. You can do it outside, you know, and just not breathe in that wear a mask, don't breathe in that mold and debris and everything else. It was flying everywhere. Now I did actually use a blower, so I blew away the mold, and to my mind I actually prefer doing that rather than sucking it in and pass all the electronics and into this box, because this box is going to become contaminated. So that's my personal preference. I don't know, is it as good to do it that way? Who knows? But in my mind, I'd rather be blowing it away, wear a mask, do it outside, jobs are good, and rather than filling this box full of moldy residue. So yeah, so I hope you got something out of this. It's definitely a useful tool. Like I say, it's just that motor issue, which I am quite concerned about. I wonder how long it's going to last, but otherwise, yeah, great unit. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Up to you. It's not affiliated. I've not been asked to do this or anything. I just bought it and thought it'd be quite fun to test it, and especially having that mouldy cassette out of that C7, it was great to be able to clean it up and see what was on it, and get an idea also what the C7 performance was like before it died. So we know now that it was actually working pretty well. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe as always would be absolutely fantastic, and look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye for now.